You ever finish an article or scroll past a video and just think to yourself, what was the point of that? We are absolutely drowning in content, and it's more important than ever to understand the why behind all of it. So today, we're going to decode the hidden intent behind everything you read, watch, and hear.
I mean, let's be real. Between your social media feeds, the news, blogs, and ads, it is a constant, non-stop flood. It feels completely overwhelming, right? Kind of like you're trying to drink from a fire hose.
And that's exactly what it is. It's an information maze. It is crowded, it's chaotic, and literally everything is screaming for your attention. But what's the end game? What does the person who made that content want you to do or to think or to feel? That's what we're here to figure out.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the maze itself, and then I'm going to give you a super simple but powerful tool, a decoder ring called Pi. From there, we'll go beyond the basics, learn how to spot an author's purpose out in the wild, and see why this is, no joke, a critical thinking superpower.
You know, the real challenge isn't just the sheer amount of information out there. It's the intent hiding behind it. Every single piece of content has a purpose, and if you can't see what that is, you're really only getting half the picture.
So, how do we start navigating this thing? Well, we need a tool, right? A simple framework that helps us figure out the purpose of pretty much anything, and we call it Pi.
Okay, first, let's just get a baseline. Author's purpose is just the reason someone creates something. What is their goal? What do they want you to think or feel or do after you've read their article or watched their video?
And that's where Pi comes in. It's an acronym for the three main reasons anyone creates anything: to persuade, to inform, or to entertain. Super simple, but this little acronym is the key that unlocks their true intent.
So let's break this down. P is for persuade. Think of an ad or an opinion piece trying to convince you their product is the best. I is for inform. That's like a user manual or a straightforward news report just giving you the facts. And E is for entertain. A funny movie, a novel, a story. See the difference? But, and this is a big but, in the real world, these things almost always overlap.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because out there, in the actual information maze, these purposes are rarely separate. Good authors, good creators, they blend them all together to make their message even more powerful.
Think about it like this. A powerful documentary about, say, plastic in the ocean. It's going to show you a mountain of scientific data, that's the inform part, but its ultimate goal, its real purpose, is to persuade you to change your habits.
Here's a perfect example. A medical report on the effects of steroids just presents the facts. Its goal is to inform, but a passionate speech from an athlete using those same facts to warn young people away from steroids? That's persuasion. Same topic, totally different purpose.
And even stuff that just seems like pure fun can have a persuasive layer. You know, think about a sitcom episode where a character learns a big lesson about being honest. Sure, it's making you laugh, that's the entertainment, but it's also subtly persuading you that honesty is a good thing.
Okay, so this is the crucial part. How do we actually spot these purposes when we're scrolling through our feeds? What are the clues we should be looking for? Let's build your detective toolkit.
So our toolkit has 4 key things you got to look for. First, analyze the word choice. Is it emotional or neutral? Second, examine the structure of the piece for clues. Third, always question the source. Who is telling you this and why? And fourth, you have to mind the gap. Look for what's not being said.
You know, the way an author organizes their information is a huge roadmap to their purpose. If it's a step-by-step history of something, they're probably just informing you. But if an article only focuses on the negative effects of a new law, yeah, they're probably trying to persuade you to oppose it.
Okay, now it's your turn to be the detective. You see this image pop up in an article. What's the purpose? Is it informing you about a public health crisis? Is it persuading you to donate to a charity? Or is it just part of a scary story meant to entertain you? Your toolkit is what helps you figure that out.
Now, this might be the most important tool in the whole kit. You have to ask yourself, what information is missing? What are they not telling me? A car ad will shout about its cool new features, but it's going to stay real quiet about its terrible gas mileage. What's left out is often way more revealing than what's put in.
So, why does all of this matter? What's the big deal? Well, because understanding an author's purpose is not just some boring skill you learn in school. It's a genuine, real-world, critical thinking superpower.
I mean it. When you can instantly see the why behind a piece of information, you're no longer just a passive consumer. You become an active, critical thinker. You can see the machinery working behind the message. You're in control, not them.
You want to make this a habit? It's easy.
The next time you finish reading or watching something, just challenge yourself. Ask, what's the other side of this argument? How did the author use specific words to make me feel angry or happy or sad? This is how you build a stronger, more discerning mind.
So, the next time you find yourself in that information maze, just remember your superpower. Ask that one simple question, why? Why was this made? It is the first and most important step to becoming a more informed, more engaged, and way more empowered person in this digital world. Thanks for tuning in.